So here we are in my garage gym. Had this premises for about 3 years now. Quite a good section, got dumbbells, got a squat rack, got a couple of cables and a few other little bits and pieces. Just try and show you what I would do for a normal shoulder workout. It's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, no more. Try and keep the intensity pretty high. So what I'm going to try and do is do voiceovers over the exercises. And just give you my little thoughts on little tips and things to try and make the exercise as effective as possible. Okay, so this exercise is for your rotator cuffs. Tips here are keep the elbows fixed in place. You'll see that I do it going this way first, and then I'll tuck the elbows in and also do it from my sides, and then I'll finish off with some lateral raises. Nothing too tough in terms of weight. 20, 15 reps, whatever feels good for you. Okay, so my first working exercise here is working my rear delts individually with the cable. This is just a warm-up set here, so I'm going to do 15, 20 each side. The weight is not too tough here. And I'm only going to do one working set. So this is my working set one, and it's a rest pause. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to do as many reps as I can. You can see it's a higher weight now. And when I've hit failure, I'm going 15 seconds rest. I have the clock over my right shoulder up there where I'm timing myself. So as soon as I've hit failure, I count for 15 seconds on the clock. Try and slow my breathing down as much as I can. So really concentrate on that. And then I perform to failure again for a second set. Then I repeat one more time. So another 15 seconds rest, and again go to failure. You might see as I get fatigued here, some partial reps, so not quite hitting full range, but still definitely feeling on that rear delt. Something I like to do at the moment is start some rear delts, because it really does feel pretty good for my shoulders, not too crunchy when I go into my pressing movements. So repeat that, and it's just one set on the left and then one set on the right hand side. So I'll flip that around after I've done this and do a rest pause set on the right rear delt as well. So exercise number 2 here is a dumbbell lateral raise. Pretty straightforward exercise. Most people know how to perform that. This is the warm-up set, going for about 25 to 30 reps. So it's pretty tough. I think I'll explain why I'm going quite high reps for a warm-up set. So this was pretty tough by the end. You can kind of see the range of motion isn't quite as full as it was at the start of the exercise by the end. So for me, personally, shoulders are a little bit different, where I like to get a bit more volume in. So I like to do more extended warm-ups, so higher reps, 20, even 30 reps, whereas shoulders, chest or back day, I'll do much lower volume for my warm-up sets. For my shoulders, the reason I go higher is because I want to get the feeling of blood in the shoulders. I feel like they're pumped, because sometimes I struggle a little bit with my muscle connection on the shoulders. So it's a personal thing for me. So you'll have to excuse the haircut. It is locked down currently while filming this because of the coronavirus, and I have cut my own hair. Anyway, this is working set number 1. I believe I repeated this twice. So this is a drop set. So I've upped the weight. I think I'm still getting fairly high reps, 15 plus here. Going to failure. Again, you might see the range of motion isn't quite as full by the end, but making sure I get every bit out of that exercise, out of that working set. So I've dropped back down the weight here and just repping it out to failure again. So I've done the one warm-up set with lateral raises, just done a drop set there, getting quite high volume, something like 18 reps, dropping down to another 15 at just above half the weight. We're going to do that one more time, and then we're going to move into our first set of presses. So what you see here is my warm-up set number 1. Here I'm definitely not going high in volume for the pressing warm-up. So 8 reps there, another warm-up set, I think only 6 reps this time before I go into the first working set. Okay, so going for my top set now, I'm pressed on 2 warm-up sets. 8 reps on the first, 6 on the second, nothing taxing. Saving it all for this big first working set. Yeah, see how it goes. So here you'll see I've got the belt on. Just helps me feel a little bit more secure whilst doing these heavy lifts. The bench isn't quite fully up, just slightly more comfortable for me. In the past I have strained my neck doing overhead pressing movements, so it does just help take the strain off my neck. This is a fairly tough set for me considering it's exercise number 3 of the workout. I think I get about 8 reps here, so that's quite a good aim I find for pressing, trying to get between 6, 7 to no more than 15 when going heavy. Could have ideally done with a spotter for an extra few reps here. So I didn't record it, but what I did do is do 2 more sets of presses where I dropped the weight both times and just kept the volume between that 6 to 15 rep range. This exercise here is another lateral raise but with the cables. So it's a drop set. So there's going to be 2 drops, so it's 3 sets. And I just go left hand side to failure. And the advantage of the cable here is that there's constant tension. So even at the bottom of the movement, I'm getting work on that shoulder, whereas if it was a dumbbell, I wouldn't quite be getting so much tension there. So do that twice on the left and twice on the right. So here is an Arnie press, which I've been doing quite a bit of recently. So dropping the weight a little bit compared to the normal pressing. What I'm aiming for is about 15 reps. And as soon as I feel like I can't get any more on the Arnie press, I'm just going to flip it into a normal shoulder press. I then superset that with a dumbbell front delt raise while seated. Okay, so you should see that quite tough on the front delts here. So there you just see I'm changing into a normal press, just a little bit easier. And here comes the drop into the dumbbells, trying to stay seated and fixed back into that seat, so no rocking here. So, anyway, that rounds off my shoulder workout. Not many exercises, to be honest. Keeping the volume quite high at the start, lowering it for the presses, and then kind of supersetting towards the end, just to keep the intensity through the roof. Like I said, this is a bit of a practice one for me. Just want to see if I enjoy it, practice the editing really, and see what I can get better at.